Get it, nerds. We're playing Victoria 3. We've got a lot to look at right now, so let's take a quick look at it. We've developed an illegitimate government on account of the Communist Party has broken up. The intelligentsia have gone to the Venstre, the trade unions have gone to the Labour Party, and the Communist Party is just the armed forces, with the petite bourgeoisie having shifted over to fascism and coming into the hands of a jingoist. So let's look at what that means in terms of the election. Actually, I can't really tell what that is so far, so we'll just give that a second before we look into it. Socialist demagogue. Valdemar Treschow of the armed forces is rapidly gaining popularity among the people. The radical socialist message of equality he espouses is proving especially appealing to the lower classes. Comrades, the time for action is now. Why should we toil in squalor while the boss grows rich and fat off our labor? Why should the meager pennies we earn go to the greedy landlord who tells us we should be grateful for our miserable shacks? Inspirational. So he gets a bunch of popularity. Oh, interesting. Alright, so we'll give this a moment. For now, how many radicals will it generate if I launch the fascists out of the government? I'm going to wait. This isn't going to be... Oh, I can't enact laws. Well, but I need to pull these guys in, which means I also need to push these guys out. Well, it is what it is. Because I want to get total separation done. So currently, the armed forces and the Labour Party are the people in government. So who's got the momentum? The Labour Party has a lot of it. The Venstre also has a certain amount of it. The Communist Party, not that much. So, oh my goodness, there's going to be a big European war over Perak. Interesting. Interesting, but not necessarily of any concern for Sweden. Okay, so I think we're over port capacity in Western Norway. I'm just going to make sure this doesn't clear, and if it doesn't, then I'll cancel it. That was that little glitch I was showing y'all last session. Yeah, okay. Alright, and we're continuing to build up power plants. Let's make sure our power plants stay healthy and profitable. They're not. How are you guys having a profit problem when power is so expensive? I already changed up the fishing wharves. A novel solution. In Nilswith's library is a popular new book with a vision of what total separation might look like. Blah, blah, blah. We've seen this event before. I'm going to say fiction should remain entertainment to get myself some extra authority. It's not much, but it's a good amount. And then hopefully we'll get this done in 60 days, and that'll be nice. Synthetics plant's still staying profitable. Schleswig-Holstein a little bit more so than the others. And now that I'm only using some of the construction capacity, a lot more of it's being taken out of the investment pool. Against extremism. As a major part of their electoral platform, Herman Arnason and the leadership of the Labour Party have begun an aggressive campaign to distance themselves from the revolutionary socialist ideology of the Communist Party. Communism is the death of peace and the death of liberty. We must present an attractive alternative to the people. Extra power for the Labour Party. Focus our campaign on combating the communists. Reduce the Communist Party. No, I'm just going to get us extra momentum for the Labour Party. Again, momentum, I don't remember if I've explained it already, but momentum is the mechanic that affects how parties do in the election. So that's going to make the Labour Party a little bit more momentous, I guess is the word. We'll see if we can partner them with the Venstre, but I don't think we'll be able to. Let me see. I don't necessarily think that anything else needs to be built right now immediately. Just looking for enlistment offices. I know it's around here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. I'm going to check out mass mobilization, because mass mobilization, or mass conscription rather, is frequently the way communist countries do it. Disallows... Okay, so this prevents conscripted units from having recon and specialists. And there's conveyors. Cool, so we'll deal with that at a later point. The other technology we're looking at... We definitely need radios, friends. Mechanized farming would be nice. Tractors costs coal. Ooh, I don't love that. But definitely radio will be good. If we're going to communism, which it seems more and more likely that we are, I think the time's going to come to focus on moving forward militarily. That'll take 4 years, so that's a long time. But we can get the better naval tech. Although naval tech is not as important as these technologies in particular. Defense in depth gives us a big defense bonus, and automatic machine guns gives us machine guns, and those are very, very strong. Work propaganda gives us extra conscriptable battalions and reduced morale loss, which is also good. But we'll leave those queued up for now. Oh, right. Media endorsements. The Voice of Christensen, the popular newspaper read by the armed forces class across Scandinavia, has published an article by Herman Anderson advocating for the enactment of total separation. Who are we to... putting out a newspaper without promotion is like winking at a girl in the dark. Well-intentioned, but ineffective. So we can go, who are we to counteract the voice of the people? Extra enactment chime and success chance. Offer our thanks to the publisher makes the armed forces stronger. Armed forces is the Communist Party, which I don't mind them being strong. So let's go ahead and do it. Again, our election is 49 days away. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get... We might get total separation of church and state once we get to the end of the election cycle. We're going to have to lose our tax on luxury furniture. But that's okay. Not necessarily worried about that. See, the thing that surprises me is that so much of our motor industries are low on profit when motors are so very expensive. Although, again, I think the ones in Gotland are just low profit because Gotland has very little labor available. Yeah, I think a lot of these industries are not employing anyone. See, why don't we have people moving to Gotland? Why are all of the people moving away from Gotland? Alright. Huge gains by the Labour Party and by Venstre. So that makes our government contested again. So the question is, Labour and communism together are viable. Can't do it with Venstre. Can we do just Venstre? No. Can we do Venstre and Labor? No. Can we do Communist and Labor? Communist and Venstre? No. So it's going to have to be the Communists and the Labor Party, which are what we had before. Alright, anyway. The Stockholm Citizens Association. We've seen this event before. I can make the Pops stronger in Svealand, and I think that seems like the right call, so I'm going to do it. Success chance has gone down a little bit, which is curious. I wonder if this movement was mostly backed up by the intelligentsia. Yeah, it looks like it was. But that's okay. So we get a free government reform. No, I don't want those guys in here. Well, it is what it is. So, in preparation for the changes in our government, I'm just going to make sure that we're on good terms with our neighbors. Ooh, excellent. We can make Finland a protectorate. Confirm. Excellent. Communist Hanover wants us to fight America for them. I don't think that's going to happen. So now we have Finland as a protectorate. This is excellent. This is very good. All of our hard work with them paid off. Okay. Good relations with France. Good relations with Prussia. Good relations with Russia. Pretty good relations with Austria. Now we're on voting. Oh, I guess we wouldn't have been able to complete it before anyway, but that's okay. We'll live with that. So, let's just take a look. We're at 96k unemployed, and we're paying 6k in welfare. It's okay, it's not bad. Gosh, we're actually getting a lot of our dyes from synthetics plants now. Time to build up some more of those. Oops. Before I do this, let me just make sure. So I want to build them primarily in places where we're not building silk with them, because we don't need more silk. Spend some of the government budget on that stuff. And making these publicly traded will make them less profitable, which is okay. We've also moved back up to position 6. Prussia fell back down, it looks like, because of something. Oh, some failed expeditions. It looks like Prussia is growing a little bit now. But typically the unification of Germany is something that happens a lot earlier in the game than it currently is happening. Got sea lane strategies continuing to advance. So this business with radios... Sorry, where am I at? What radios do is it allows radio production as a secondary in electrics industries. The electrics industries, which were producing telephones before, if you add radio production, it makes them cost additional electricity, and it causes them to produce fewer telephones, which is not shocking. But it also allows them to output radios, and radios are a very profitable good to output. Pressure sides with Brunswick. That's just fine. And there's total separation of church and state. We end up with a lot less authority than I thought we were going to. But that's okay. That's not necessarily bad. So, if we go to Council Republic, that will radicalize the industrialists. And I am a little bit concerned about that, not going to lie. So... because the intelligentsia would also be in opposition now. And I definitely don't want... because if those factions radicalize together, that would be a problem. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's give it a shot. 71% chance. We don't have a counter movement yet, so we'll have a very high chance, and hopefully we'll be able to just get that straight going. I don't want to interfere in affairs in Germany. Everyone thinks I'll support these small communist states. I'm not even communist yet. Put a pin in it. So, if we do assembly line for our furniture industries, it says those will be a lot more profitable, and I think that's true. Let's try it. Yes, alright, that works. Tooling industry, same thing. Oh, much more profitable. Costs a lot of oil. Where are we with oil? We're mostly very good for oil, and we're able to bring in more, so let's go ahead and do it. Wonderful. It's going to create an oil shortage, but over time, our trade routes increase. Just making sure that our trade routes increase. To compensate for that, they do not. That's not a flag I expected to see on Japan. Hello. Oh. Interesting. Japan has become an oligarchic republic. Curious. Very curious. Yep. So, there's our reactionary counter-revolution. So how much progress are you getting? You're getting 11.4 progress. And let's see how much of the circle you're getting each checkpoint. Okay, that's... how much is that? 7 weeks until the next checkpoint. So, at maximum, we have 75... We have 70 weeks. We have about 70 weeks. Which is about 450 days. So we might be able to make it if I'm careful with these events. This is basically all of the interest groups that don't support Council Republic. If Nils would get control of the intelligentsia, we'd probably be fine. Anyway, we're going to try it. We're going to see how this goes. It depends on how much success we get here. But I might abandon it. Stupid rubber. We got some trade routes not being very productive. A lot of these dyes routes are not productive. So I can go ahead and cut them. If the screen doesn't move at an inconvenient time. I don't know what route I just cut. I think it was one of our routes bringing in coffee. Maybe opium? I'm not sure. Just taking a quick pass through here. Got a lead import route that we don't need. I don't know why this keeps sliding back up to the top. Not getting much use out of this opium route. Ooh, this lead route's bad. Or rubber route, rather. And these are... Well, these are silk export routes. We don't need as many of those. Anyway. So let's see what kind of event we have now. The People's Wealth. A group of revolutionaries had carried out a robbery of a Scandinavian state bank in Zealand. A significant amount of money has been stolen and redirected into the revolutionaries' coffers. A shot rang out, and the marble ceiling was marred with a new crack. The screams of the bank officials accompanied dust and splinters hitting the floor. In the name of the Revolutionary Executive Committee, I declare everyone under arrest. Hands up, otherwise everyone will be killed. We can spend 2.5k for 2 years, order increased security around banks across Scandinavia, or rally up the locals to report those suspected of the robbery. This is the less expenses but increases Civil War progress. I'm going to go with more expenses, or expenses for longer rather, without increasing Civil War progress. I think that's the play. So, we've identified a skyscraper site. Our architects and engineers have identified Stockholm and Svealand as the optimal site to begin construction of a skyscraper. Gentlemen, we are going to erect the tallest building in the world. The foundation alone will need hundreds of men, more if they will not work 12-hour shifts. Every day we will need to transport thousands of bags of cement into the heart of a metropolis. We must secure an immense quantity of steel that must, like Atlas, hold the weight of the whole world. The task ahead of us is monumental. Lay the foundations. All right, let's build us a skyscraper. Can't build more than one. There used to be a little exploit where you could build more than one of those at the same time. Which is a fun little event. So this is going to take about a year to complete. But once it does, we'll have a skyscraper. And you can only build one skyscraper in the country now. It's got two methods. Bureaucratic Nexus, which increases government administration throughput. And that costs 25 paper. Or Trade Nexus, which has no goods consumption and just increases trade route volume by 25%. And we're going to do that because we use a lot of trade in this country. Let's... Nope, that doesn't work. Sealand strategies, wonderful. So this unlocks a new doctrine method for our naval bases, which we're going to go ahead and implement right away to make those buildings stronger. Publishing Committee Prosecutions. A committee of publishers associated with the industrialists that produce incendiary pamphlets has been brought before the courts. This agglomeration of dangerous men must be stopped. We must take from them the means of provoking the mob and reduce these arrogant fools to their true proportions. Their real role is little more than obscure conspirators and criminals. Push for their trial in the courts. This reduces Civil War progress but makes the industrialists stronger. Or let them go, they're harmless. some various chances of increasing Civil War progress, but might make the industrialists weaker. Ooh. I'm gonna risk it, and I'm gonna push for their trial in the courts. We'll slow down progress here, and that's kind of my primary plan, is to reduce these things. And if all of this kind of goes bad, then we'll reconsider. We'll reconsider. It also depends on how these rolls go. Like, if I get a success early on, I might be able to just sprint forward. A novel solution. Oh, man. So again, we've seen this before. Still really like having this authority bonus. But on the other hand, having the armed forces be stronger would be really, really good. So I'm going to go for that. So this puts kind of a crimp in our plans, because I didn't get a success here. Both of these membership lists discovered. A surprise police raid uncovered a list of radicals associated with the intelligentsia. There are several ways this list can be used to the government's advantage. They came for us too quickly. We had no time to hide everything. Thanks to that, we now need to hide every one. Hunt down every member on the list. That's minus 10% progress. Publicly expose the connections between the intelligentsia and the radicals. There's only one name on this list we need. Nils With. Why? But he's the guy who's... This doesn't make any sense. I don't think this should be able to... I don't get it. Let's just go with the one that reduces Civil War progress. Oh, Eric Trimp is part of the reactionary movement. That's interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense. He is a market liberal. I just wasn't thinking about it. It's weird that Nils With, that there would be an option to take out Nils With, just on account of the thing that he's part of the movement supporting the government in switching over to communism. I think we're going to... We have a defensive pact with Prussia. Just looking around for some defensive pacts so that we can make sure that... France would accept it for an obligation, but I don't want to owe them an obligation. Intelligentsia have issued demands. The intelligentsia have written a manifesto demanding that the government make certain concessions in order to protect the public welfare and preserve liberty. If not, they hint that more drastic actions may be taken. We prefer to win with words, but words can only implore reason or extol action. Praxis follows theory. If you need ideas, we have them. If not, someone else is surely in need. They make a strong case for concessions. That makes them happier, but it also makes them stronger. They make a strong case for nothing at all. They become insurrectionary, which I thought they already were. They make a strong case for their own imprisonment. That makes them weaker. Let's go with concessions. I might be able to get them out of the revolutionary movement after all. International telephone exchange. It's been suggested that by establishing a cross-border telephone exchange with Mecklenburg, we can improve relations more easily. Sounds like a great idea? I don't think so. This doesn't have any downsides. It certainly cuts down on misunderstandings, and we can just pick up the telephone and work out what's going on across the border. Yeah, I think this is the right call. I'm always up for improving relations. So this is curious. This is a curious setup we have here. What I'm really hoping is for the intelligentsia to back out of the movement. I can't... Okay, I can't pull them into the government right now because they're revolutionary. What I probably should have done is pulled them into the government and made this guy the leader. And then that would have made everything just fine. But for now, we don't have that option. I just unlocked a method to have an airship mooring station at the top of the skyscraper, which would give me some extra prestige, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. That'll be fun. A fort in a sea of anger. We've seen this event before back during the Pencil Wars in the 40s. Mobs have surrounded an arsenal in Scania, threatening to seize the arms and munitions stored within. While the guards are staving off attacks for now, if no relief is sent, then the arsenal will fall to the insurrectionists. I couldn't sleep last night. The commander refuses to accept terms, and firing continues from both the arsenal and the emplacements that now surround it. After one loud blast, I sprung out of bed and went to my knees to pray as I'd never prayed before. A relief column could be sent. There's a higher chance of reducing Civil War progress, but the Civil War progress that gets made will be higher. Or, lower chance of reducing progress, higher chance of increasing it, but the decrease will be higher than the increase. I think I'm going to go with the second one. Excuse me. On the other hand, I don't want... I'm going to try it. Cool. I got a 10% reduction. Excellent. All right. So let's see if we can successfully move to Council Republic. If we can get a success here, we might be able to do it. If we don't have at least one successful check by the time this revolution gets to 50%, I might just bail, because I think that might indicate that we're not really going anywhere with this. And then I might try some finagling with the Venstre and the Industrialists, and after there's another election, maybe we'll shoot for it again. The Waffling Revolutionary. General Lundell, an associate of the revolutionary intelligentsia, is known to have some doubts about his convictions. It may be possible to use that hesitancy to the government's advantage. Friends, it's not that I don't want the uprising to happen. I'm concerned about, I'm in a good position. What do I do? What do I do? Press the general to support the government. 50% chance of him going with the government, which reduces... Excellent. That's a successful roll here. So 50% chance of him making the intelligentsia happier and reducing Civil War progress. 50% chance of just making the intelligentsia stronger. Or he can't be trusted to arrest him, which either way he goes, he's a vanguardist. Either way he could potentially go, or he could just get on the run, and that would increase the Civil War chance. Well, I want to decrease the Civil War chance, so let's... Yes! Alright, that's a good roll. We had a success chance here, so we've got a prayer. Our initial advance instead of success was not great, but we could still potentially make it. So, I'm going to put a pin in it here, and we'll keep going in the next episode. So I've had fun. I hope you've had fun. I'll see y'all on the other side.